What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So today, we are going to be doing some preparation for the upcoming KIZUNA clash against Eustace Captain Kidd. This is the actual artwork right here. A massive shout out, by the way, to Pyromann down below. Pyromann, I'll leave a link to his Reddit account down below in the video description. Shout out to him for putting this together, as we can go ahead and break down all of the information for you guys regarding this upcoming KIZUNA clash. Now, I do have some teams built. Now, just don't take these teams as like the lay of the law. I will probably be changing these teams up as we go, but these teams will definitely work in this KIZUNA clash. Now, obviously, the big thing here is the fact that this KIZUNA clash is no longer a co-op KIZUNA clash. Technically, it's not confirmed yet, but people have found through time travel and data mining that, yeah, this does not look like a co-op KIZUNA clash, which is unfortunate because I was really looking forward to it. The rewards that we get because it's not a KIZUNA clash are nerfed significantly, and that's the big thing. Like, yeah, co-op KIZUNA clash is fun in one aspect, but the fact that we lose out on so many rewards because of it, it's so bad. So what I hope happens is that another KIZUNA clash in the future, some random KIZUNA will probably be a co-op at some point. Or if they make a global first co-op KIZUNA clash, I would also like that too. But I digress. Let's talk about this upcoming KIZUNA clash. Also, we have the boosted list of characters that you can and can't use. So we've got the brand new Halloween Shanks, Beckman, and Yasop, all of which are 2.5 stats, minus 15 cooldown, and 1.5 for Shanks, 1.2 for the other boosters, and all of the characters are super effective against all types. Shanks, by the way, has an updated captain effect for this KIZUNA clash. He's a rainbow 5x captain, 1.3 health, 0.5 recovery healed each time you hit a perfect. Yeah, that's really good. If you have Halloween Shanks and these two dudes, like, it makes your KIZUNA building so much easier. But anyways, the other characters that are also boosted, all of the Halloween batch, including the free-to-play characters Croc and Robin, double stats, 15 cooldown. Also page 1, the Pirate Rumble, Gecko Mori, and Perona, as well as some other free-to-play units too, which is cool. And then other KIZUNA rare recruits are also boosted, and you cannot use these characters because they have instant KO specials, and they don't like it when you do that. So, let's start breaking this down. The first thing that we're going to be talking about is the strength variation. So you want to be building a team predominantly of slashers, strikers, and shooters. They get minus 15 cooldown, or if you use anyone from the boosted list, of course, they're going to have, you know, the minus cooldown as well, which helps out if you need to use them. So stage 2, Halloween Ace is the mini-boss, 2 million health. Preemptive is 3 turns of slot binder given to your bottom row. So if you do have slot binded characters, you want to make sure that they have the potential ability to unlock that, obviously, because you're not going to have a matching slot on that character when you move into the final stage. So there's that. You know, even if your character only gets rid of it by 1 turn, you can stall 1 turn and then kill him, and then, you know, it'll be unbinded in the next turn. I'm pretty sure that's how it would work, or very similar to anyway. So you can do something like that if you wanted to, but ideally, if you have characters with slot bind, you put them on the bottom. But one thing to note is that because this is no longer a co-op KIZUNA clash, if the HP levels stay the same, this is going to be a very easy KIZUNA, and I don't think many people are going to go up to like level 100 or anything, because the rewards probably aren't going to be worth it, right? So, you know, just take that into consideration when you're building your team. Like, obviously this looks bad, but if the boss's HP is really low, like it normally is in a co-op KIZUNA clash, and it takes a while to get to those really difficult stages, then this really won't matter for you a lot of the time. Stage 3, which is Eustace Kidd, obviously this is the strength variation, so he's strength, full immunity buff, normal attacks only. He has a 1-turn, 1-hit great barrier, so you got to hit a great to break through it. He also rewinds all specials by 1 turn, which is annoying, and then also gives you a full board of block orbs. So when I saw this, I instantly thought, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and use Legend Sugar, but then I realized that Legend Sugar, being cerebral and driven, is not going to get the cooldown, so that's a pretty big problem. And anyways, just wanted to point it out, because yeah, you can't use Sugar. Well, you can, but I don't think you'll get a special ready. Either way, after the first turn and every 3 turns, you have a tap limit. I hate this debuff. Coliseum Yukimaru introduced this debuff where you can only tap 4 times for 3 turns. That's annoying. Blow away, death hit. If you cut their health, he heals. Below 20% damage nullification. But this is it here. Additional mechanics at level 70. 5 turns of damage reduction. Rainbow Shield. Remember, this is a regular KIZUNA clash. Normally speaking, not too many people are going to get to level 70. So just want to put that out there, right? Additional mechanic at level 140. Now, if you get to level 140, then I don't know where you're getting these potions from, but yeah, you shouldn't be spending that many potions on a regular KIZUNA clash. Either way, at level 140, he will give you an additional turn of rewind. So instead of it being a 1 turn, it actually will be an addition. So it becomes 2 turns instead. So let's go ahead and break down the team that I have built for this currently, which is going to be this right here. I need to zoom out actually. So currently, this is the team that I'm thinking about. Now you may be wondering, why am I using Caesar as the captain? It's because I'm going to be just using, what's her name, Carrot. I mean, Carrot can just switch into the captain spot, because the big thing here is that Carrot has a Sailor effect that resists special rewind, and then her special reduces your fighter, slasher, striker, shooter, and cerebral characters cooldowns by 2 turns. So by having her as a sub and you use her special, you reduce all your characters cooldowns, and when she is a sub, she turns into the captain for 1 turn. So yeah, normally, you know, you would want to be using Carrot as the main captain, but because of her Sailor effect, being able to resist special reverse, you want her as the sub. Now I am using Halloween Shanks as a friend here, obviously because he's a 5 times rainbow captain. He's super effective against all types. He's a cerebral and a slasher, so Carrot will still fully boost him. Now on this team as well, we have Zora and Sanji, really good attack booster for our team. So remember that when you launch the Zora and Sanji special, you need to be at full HP in order to get your 2.75 attack boost. But remember is that when you use Carrot to switch into the captain spot, if your captain is an HP booster, then you're going to lose a lot of health when you actually switch into the captain spot, which I think technically will still work if you just had like this, because you're losing the HP, so you'll probably still, yeah, I think that will actually still work. Technically, I'm pretty sure it will still work. So yeah, okay, just either way, just make sure that when Carrot switches into the captain spot, it's better to make sure that, you know, you don't lose any health, so you're still at, you know, like 100% health, so that you get the bigger attack boost. Because remember, you have to use Carrot first. That's the big thing, because all your specials are rewinded. Ben Beckman is just a whatever unit. You can literally just put whatever you want there. But this is the team that I'm thinking about at the moment. It's just the main problem of, like, we need to have a Halloween Shanks as a friend captain, because his special gives Slasher and Cerebral 2 times color affinity, and if you have 4 more int characters, you get a massive chain boost. But in this team, we're not going to have that chain boost. It's a pretty good special though. It is a pretty good special that is going to help us a lot in this KIZUNA. And remember, him being super effective against all types makes that color affinity even more valuable on himself. So yeah, he's going to be hitting really hard. The only reason why I had Ben Beckman here was because it actually procs his super type, giving him additional color affinity, which is very useful. So that's pretty much it for that. Let's go ahead and have a look at the next variation, which is going to be the PSY Variation. So for this one, you need a team of Strength, Int, and Psy characters. They get the cooldowns. Halloween Doflamingo on stage 2. 4 turns of Special Bind is what gets inflicted. That's really annoying. And after turn 1, he gives you unfavorable slots. So depending on what character you bring, you could actually bring a character to get rid of Special Bind and get rid of the unfavorable slots, depending on what kind of, you know, team composition you're going for. And remember, this is the PSY Variation, so Kid is a PSY unit. He has full immunity, normal attacks only, and gives 5 turns of Despair to your top row. Obviously, I mean, Despair only goes on your top row. And also, 3 turns of Chainlock is also inflicted. After turn 1, he swaps your captain. That's annoying. After turn 3, he blows away units, death hit. He fully heals after a health cut. And the big thing here, after level 70, gives you 2 additional turns of Chainlock, so it becomes 5 turns of Chainlock. And after 140, it's additional turns of Despair. 8 turns of Despair total. This one is actually much more simpler to team build for, because we have access to these characters right here, the Halloween units. Now, obviously, not everyone's going to have the Halloween units, but in this instance here, I wanted to use Shanks as a friend captain in the situation that I obviously don't get him. But if you don't have Halloween lore, definitely use him as a friend captain. Him being able to resist Despair by 10 turns is ridiculously useful, meaning that you don't have to bring dedicated Despair remover for this, which is good. I mean, it's additional 3 turns, goes to 8 turns of Despair, which is just... that's a bit much, honestly. I mean, obviously with sockets, it goes down to 5 turns, which isn't as bad. But still, you just basically want to make sure that you're not having to deal with that really annoying Despair, which Lore can completely get around. Lore is an orb booster, Mihawk's an attack booster, Shanks is a color affinity booster. All of them work very well together. Now, as for the other characters on this team, you gotta remember, we get inflicted with the Special Bind here, which is why I wanted to go ahead and bring this Buggy. He's going to be able to get rid of the Special Bind for us, which is great. And then after we remove the Special Bind, we can use the Lore and the Mihawk special, because remember, they give you a big boost on turn 1, or they give you a bigger boost on turn 2. So you use their boost on the first turn, then when you move into the last room, you're going to have the bigger buffs active, which is obviously what we want to be going for. Page 1. Now, the main reason why I'm bringing page 1 is because of the Chainlock. He gets rid of the Chainlock, and he actually will apply his own one. So It gets rid of 5 turns of chain multiply limit, and then also gives you a chain lock depending on how many enemies are on the enemy side. Oh no, how many specials you've launched, sorry, before you've launched his special. So you want to be using his special last, and that's going to be giving you, you know, the biggest amount of boost. So you'll actually get like the 3.5. I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check real quick. It is, yeah, after 5 specials, it's a 3.5 chain lock. That is ridiculous. I mean, after you use all your other specials, then use him. Yes, that's really good. And obviously, we've just got Shirahoshi Mancherry just to generate us some matching slots. There's no real reason why I brought her specifically. Like, she can just be anything that just gives you slots. You could even run something like this and then have, you know, him be replaced by something else, because his super type special will actually give you a full board of matching slots, which is really, really good. But it just really depends on what you want. I would suggest running a friend captain of this guy wherever possible because of his amazing boost for the Kizuna. But yeah, obviously the new characters are really good. If you don't have him, I'd recommend a Law friend captain, or if you've got really good despair removers, use Mihawk instead as the friend captain to generate slots for you, and he's got a really good attack boost as well. But it just, as I said, it just depends on what you really want to do. But any, you know, order of these units are going to help you out in this fight. So let's move on to the final variation. And remember, by the way, as I said, you know, none of these teams are like 100% confirmed to be my final teams. We'll have to wait and see once it eventually comes out and I play it and see how it actually goes, right? So now I've got the INT variation coming up here. So Cerebral, Free Spirit, and Slasher. Now it's kind of funny. Oh, it's an INT boss. I better bring side characters. Oh, are there any side characters that are Cerebral, Free Spirit, or Slasher? I wonder if there's any Free Spirit, Cerebral, or Slasher units that are Psi. We'll talk about that in a minute. Boa Hancock on stage 2. 4 turns of paralysis on the bottom row. That sucks. That actually sucks. And it's such a really annoying turn as well. Like 4 turns of paralysis? That's annoying. And after turn 1, she gives you 3 turns of blindness. Oh my god, that's so annoying. Kid on the final boss stage, obviously he's INT. He has full immunity, normal attacks only, defense up, chain coefficient reduction, and your middle row will get inflicted with 5 turns of bind. Okay, so a little bit different. Turn 1 he stuns, blow away, death hit, fully heal after a health cut. Now, after level 70, he gives you 2 additional turns of chain lock, or chain down, sorry, chain coefficient reduction, so it becomes 5 turns total. And after level 140, it's 2 additional turns of defense up, so it becomes a 5-turn defense up buff. So, as I said, you know, are there any side characters that are Cerebral, Free Spirit, or Slashers? Well, yeah, there definitely are. Now, this is, by the way, I mean, in terms of damage output here, like, remember that this is pretty much nearly all doubled because, like, these characters have double stats. He's got huge boosts, so just don't mind that. But, yeah, this is going to work pretty well. I mean, technically, you could, like, get rid of Rayleigh and then run Shanks as the friend. That actually would probably work well. Actually, let me just double check. I mean, technically, we can't really check right now because the problem is there's no like buff in this database right now that shows like the boosted stats for this Shanks and has the buffed captain effect. But even something like that actually would work ridiculously well as well, you know, just depending on what you really wanted to do. But the way that this team's going to be working is we have Roger for attack boost. We're going to be using Luffy on stage 2 so we can get rid of the paralysis. We have Law for his amazing boosts and also the chain effects. But remember, we've got this Sabo as well. This Sabo removes 5 turns of chain coefficient reduction, which is going to be really good. And then if your captain is Free Spirit or Striker, you get a 1.0 chain boost. So, I mean, that's going to help because we can't activate Shanks' chain boost. So we've got this guy to give us the chain boost. We've got Law's chain effect as well, plus his all boost to all characters. We've got Shanks for his color affinity to our Slashers and Cerebral units, which, I mean, there are a couple of them here. The big hitters, of course. I mean, I think Rayleigh probably will be a bit better, but Shanks as the friend is actually pretty insane. Then we've got the Ivankov, who gets rid of the bind on our middle row. And we also have the Ivankov to get rid of the defense up as well. So Ivankov is like the really key utility unit for the team that enables us to get rid of those really annoying debuffs, the increased defense and also the bind, all by 5 turns. And then also Sabo gets rid of the chain coefficient reduction. So those characters in particular, more specifically Sabo and Ivankov, both get rid of all the debuffs on the last stage. Luffy gets rid of the debuffs on stage 2, plus gives us an attack boost as well, so Roger can reach his 3 million damage much easier. And then we've got like Roger, Shanks, and Law for damage increases on the final stage. I mean, even Sabo gives us damage increase on the final stage as well. And that's the rundown of the team. Again, I'll have to play around with it and see what I like. I haven't really confirmed anything yet, but just giving you guys some ideas as what you can be thinking about in terms of this upcoming Kizuna Clash. Basically, if you have a friend in your friends list that has this new Shanks, it makes it a lot easier for you. Or if you're lucky enough to pull the Shanks, I don't suggest pulling, by the way. I really do not suggest pulling. But you know, if you are going to pull and you get the Shanks, it makes your life a whole lot easier in this KIZUNA. And yeah, basically just use him, Rainbow, super effective against all types. You can use him on every single variation because all the variations reduce his cooldown, even though he is boosted and he'll get his cooldown reduced anyway. That the Shanks is going to be a really big help, obviously. But even if you have like some of these Halloween legends, it makes the PSY variation really easy. And if you've got like Roger, it makes INT easy. Strength variation. So the strength one I think is going to be the most trickiest one, and the one that I think a lot of people are going to fail on. I think the most, just because there's no like god tier quick units that you could potentially use on this stage because of this. The fact that you are restricted to slasher, striker, and shooter characters. That's a pretty heavy restriction on your quick units, and you know, there's not like too many like god tier ones that you could be using. But just wanted to put it out there that these are the things that I'm thinking about, and as I said, once it actually fully comes out, I'll give you guys a full rundown of my teams, fully recorded and everything. But I guess before we end the video, we can briefly talk about Kid. Kid is an INT striker driven unit. Unfortunately, the artwork isn't loading up. His captain effect is going to be a 3.75 times boost to strengthen INT and recover 3 times his HP at the end of each turn, and also makes strength and INT beneficial. Wow, free-to-play wise, this is an amazing free-to-play captain. Holy dude, so good. Reduces 2 turns of special reverse, so his special is on a 10-turn cooldown, reduces increased defense and threshold by 3, and reduces the cooldown of strength and INT by 1, and if your captain is strength or INT, you deal 200 times his attack and INT damage to all enemies for 4 turns at the end of the turn. What's his potential abilities? He has 8 turns of cooldown reduction at the start of the fight, so he's going to be ready on turn 1. Amazing. And also he has Enrage and the increased damage taken 1, and support is nothing else. What is his rumble effect? 40 seconds. Or when there's 40 seconds or less remaining. Okay, that's kind of annoying. So he's going to be like a bench unit, I suppose, but defensive effects with 40 seconds or less remaining is not that great. It would have been better if it was more offensively based. And his special, 30-second CT, is nothing special. Okay, well, either way, that's Halloween Kid. He's a very interesting unit, but overall, I'm pumped to get into the KIZUNA. It is just such a shame that it's not a co-op KIZUNA. Would have been way more fun, and I think if it was a co-op KIZUNA, I think people would have gone way more crazier on this banner to try and bait people, you know, before the anniversary, compared to what it is right now. Because it's not a co-op KIZUNA clash, a lot of people are just going to skip it, honestly, which is just, it is a shame, because they were so close to making it so good. They just had to make it a co-op KIZUNA, host the website, give us the rewards that we all wanted, and we don't have that this time. So it is unfortunate, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. But anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys learned something. And as I said, the link to Pyromann's information will be down below in the video description. Make sure you go check him out on Reddit. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.